TV soap news and spoilers say that in the sultry, tension-laden world of Beyond the Gates, where secrets fester and passions ignite like wildfires, Doug Thompson stands at the precipice of a personal abyss. His once stable life, tethered to his fiery yet flawed marriage with Vanessa, has been unraveling at an alarming pace. The catalyst? Joey, the Viper, Mancini, a man whose dangerous allure has ensnared Vanessa's heart and threatened to shatter Doug's world. As Vanessa succumbs to Joey's magnetic pull, Doug's inner demons, fueled by addiction, jealousy, rage, propel him toward a dangerous path. Will he succumb to his darkest impulses, or will he find a way to claw his way back from the edge? In this gripping installment, we delve into Doug's psyche, exploring the seismic shifts in his relationship with Vanessa and the escalating feud with Joey. The stakes have never been higher, and the outcome remains perilously uncertain. Doug and Vanessa's marriage has always been a volatile cocktail of love, lust, and lingering resentments. Their union, forged in the heady days of youth, has weathered storms. Doug's struggles with addiction, Vanessa's flirtations with danger, and the mutual betrayals that have left scars on both their hearts. Yet, despite the cracks in their foundation, there was a time when they could find solace in each other's arms. Those days, however, seem like a distant memory now. The arrival of Joey Mancini, a man whose reputation as a thrill-seeker and troublemaker precedes him, has thrown their fragile equilibrium into chaos. Joey, with his smoldering gaze, leather-clad swagger, and an aura of untamed menace, embodies everything Doug fears and loathes. To Vanessa, Joey represents an escape, an intoxicating plunge into the forbidden, a chance to feel alive in ways Doug's predictable, if turbulent, presence no longer provides. Her attraction to Joey isn't merely physical. It's a rebellion against the monotony of her life and the suffocating weight of Doug's expectations. Last week's explosive confrontation at the Rusty Anchor, the dive bar where Beyond the Gates' characters often collide, marked a turning point. Doug, fueled by whiskey and wounded pride, publicly humiliated Vanessa in front of a crowd of onlookers. His words were venomous, dripping with accusations of infidelity and betrayal. "You think you can parade around with that thug and I'll just sit back," he roared, his voice cracking with raw emotion. The bar fell silent, all eyes on Vanessa, whose face burned with a mix of shame and defiance. Vanessa's response was equally cutting. "You're the one who brought this on us, Doug," she hissed, her voice low but lethal. "If you hadn't crossed Joey, we wouldn't be in this mess." Her words hung in the air like a guillotine, slicing through Doug's bravado and exposing the truth he'd been dodging. His own actions had set this chain of events in motion. Months earlier, Doug, in a haze of cocaine-fueled bravado, had cheated Joey out of a deal, a betrayal that Joey hadn't forgotten. Now, Joey's pursuit of Vanessa felt less like a coincidence and more like a calculated act of revenge. Doug's descent into darkness is inextricably tied to his battle with addiction. A recovering cocaine addict, Doug has always struggled with impulse control, his emotions swinging like a pendulum between euphoria and despair. Sobriety, when he manages it, is a fragile thread, easily snapped by stress or provocation. Vanessa's dalliance with Joey has been the ultimate trigger, reigniting the cravings that lurk just beneath the surface. In the past, Doug's relapses were private affairs, late-night binges in seedy motels, followed by tearful apologies to Vanessa. But now, his addiction is spilling into the public sphere, amplifying his volatility. Friends and family have noticed the telltale signs, the jittery hands, the bloodshot eyes, the erratic mood swings. At a recent family dinner, Doug's sister, Claire, confronted him, her voice trembling with concern. "You're slipping, Doug. I can see it. You need help." Doug's response was a snarled dismissal, a refusal to acknowledge the truth. "I'm fine," he snapped, shoving his chair back and storming out, leaving a stunned silence in his wake. What makes Doug's situation particularly perilous is his fixation on Joey. Vanessa's past flirtations with strangers were fleeting, meaningless encounters that Doug could dismiss as her wild streak. But Joey is different. He's a constant presence in their lives, a regular at the Rusty Anchor and a man Doug has clashed with before. The knowledge that Vanessa is drawn to someone Doug knows and despises has turned his jealousy into a consuming obsession. Every glance Vanessa shares with Joey, every whispered conversation, feels like a dagger to Doug's heart. As the tension between Doug, Vanessa, and Joey reaches a boiling point, Doug is poised to take a drastic step, an ultimatum. In his mind, it's a last-ditch effort to reclaim control, to force Vanessa to choose between him and her dangerous paramour. The plan is simple but fraught with risk. He intends to confront Vanessa in private, laying bare his pain and demanding that she end her relationship with Joey. "It's him or me," he'll say, his voice steady despite the storm raging within. He'll promise to change, to seek help for his addiction, to be the husband she deserves, if only she'll recommit to their marriage. But Doug's plan is built on shaky ground. Vanessa, emboldened by Joey's attention and resentful of Doug's recent cruelty, may not respond as he hopes. Her attraction to Joey isn't just about thrill-seeking, it's a response to the emotional void in her marriage. Joey listens to her, makes her feel seen in ways Doug hasn't in years. To Vanessa, Doug's ultimatum may feel less like a plea and more like a demand, a continuation of the control she's been chafing against. The confrontation, when it comes, is likely to be explosive. Picture the scene, a dimly lit living room, the air thick with unspoken accusations. Doug, pacing like a caged animal, his voice rising with each word. Vanessa, arms crossed, her eyes flashing with defiance. The words they hurl at each other will be raw, unfiltered, each one a wound that may never heal. "You think Joey cares about you?" Doug might shout. "He's using you to get to me." Vanessa's retort could be equally devastating. "At least he doesn't make me feel like I'm drowning." The question looming over this drama is whether Doug's desperation will push him to extremes. His history of impulsive behavior and his current state of mind, clouded by addiction and consumed by jealousy, suggest a man capable of anything. In the darkest corners of his psyche, Doug may entertain thoughts of violence, not just against Joey but against himself. The idea of seeking death, as some have speculated, isn't far-fetched. Doug's self-destructive tendencies have always been his Achilles heel, and the loss of Vanessa could be the final blow. One possible scenario is a reckless confrontation with Joey. Doug, driven by a toxic mix of rage and despair, might track Joey down at the Rusty Anchor or another of his haunts. The encounter would be a powder keg, with both men nursing grudges and neither willing to back down. A physical altercation could erupt, leaving one or both men bloodied and broken. But the consequences would extend far beyond the fight itself. If Doug were to seriously injure Joey, or worse, it would mark a point of no return, destroying any chance of salvaging his marriage and landing him in legal jeopardy. Alternatively, Doug's self-destructive impulses could turn inward. In moments of clarity, he recognizes the toll his addiction has taken on his life, but those moments are fleeting. More often, he's consumed by a sense of worthlessness, a belief that Vanessa's betrayal confirms his deepest fears, that he's unlovable, unworthy of redemption. A relapse could spiral into something more sinister, a deliberate overdose, a reckless act designed to end his pain once and for all. Yet, there's a glimmer of hope, however faint. Doug's love for Vanessa, though tarnished by his actions, remains a powerful force. It's possible that, in the aftermath of their confrontation, he'll hit rock bottom and finally seek help. A stint in rehab, coupled with therapy to address his impulse control and self-esteem issues, could set him on a path to recovery. But this outcome would require a level of humility and self-awareness that Doug has yet to demonstrate. Vanessa, for her part, is no innocent bystander in this drama. Her attraction to Joey is a conscious choice, a way of asserting her autonomy in a marriage that often feels like a cage. But her actions have consequences, and she's beginning to grapple with the fallout. The public humiliation at the Rusty Anchor was a wake-up call, a reminder that her flirtation with Joey is tearing her life apart. Yet, the pull of danger is strong, and Joey's charisma is hard to resist. Vanessa's internal conflict mirrors Doug's in many ways. She's torn between her loyalty to her husband and her desire for something more. Joey represents freedom, but it's a fleeting, dangerous kind of freedom. Deep down, she knows that Joey's interest in her is at least partly motivated by his feud with Doug. The question is whether she'll recognize this before it's too late, or whether she'll let her rebellion destroy everything she holds dear. As Beyond the Gates hurtles toward its next chapter, Doug, Vanessa, and Joey are on a collision course with destiny. The choices they make in the coming days will determine whether they find redemption or ruin. For Doug, the path is particularly treacherous. His addiction, his jealousy, and his fractured sense of self threaten to consume him. Whether he'll go to extremes, whether he'll seek death or salvation, remains an open question. What's certain is that the drama will be unrelenting. The rusty anchor will likely serve as the stage for their next confrontation, a place where secrets are spilled and fists fly. The fallout will ripple through their community, drawing friends, family, and enemies into the fray. And at the heart of it all will be Doug, a man teetering on the edge, desperate to reclaim what's his, or destroy himself trying. In the end, Beyond the Gates is a story about the human capacity for self-destruction and the faint, stubborn hope of redemption. Doug's journey, fraught with pain and peril, is a testament to the power of love and the devastation of betrayal. As we wait to see what happens next, one thing is clear: the gates have been flung wide open, and there's no turning back. That we hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. TV soap news and spoilers for more updates on Beyond the Gates.